Hello guys, welcome back to Championship Predictions and Merry Christmas one and all. We are back for the Championship Predictions on Boxing Day. This is relentless. We are recording this just after the 3 PM games on Saturday the 23rd and we're getting it out the same day. Sophie, we are working extra hard at the moment.
Yes.
So we would appreciate your support, and especially as it's Christmas time, do make sure to drop a like. Let's go for 1,200 likes. Go on, seeing as it's Christmas time, we should be able to hit that target. Drop a like, share your predictions, and of course make sure to subscribe. Your support this year has been absolutely fantastic. If we can get to 53,000 subscribers, that would be incredible. Make sure to like and subscribe. The scores from the doors are up there. I haven't even added them up yet, so they are the scores from the weekend's games, and then I'll add them up all together. And let's get into the predictions, Sophie, for some Boxing Day games. We're going to kick this off with Preston North End taking on Leeds United. I tell you what, Leeds, you are on fire. What a result against Ipswich, Sophie. It's not just that they beat Ipswich, which is what they needed to do, but the manner of the win as well. That's got to give them some confidence. And they've got to, coming into this game, got to ride that wave and pick up another 3 points, because there's no doubt about it, the Ipswich game was more important than this one, but they're all important, if you know what I mean.
Because they're all points.
And Preston, I backed you to lose 2-1 to Swansea, and that's what you did. Just not great at the moment, Sophie. Ryan Lowe, certainly under a lot of pressure. And I think Leeds get another big win here. Do you know what? I'm going to do it. Preston 0, Leeds 4.
4-0 again?
4-0 again.
Do you see why I don't think it's going to be 4-0? It's because Ipswich play attacking football, which worked for Leeds, as I said it might. And I can't see Preston being that open. So I think it's going to be slightly lower scoring, but Leeds still progress. They looked very, very good. So Leeds will get the 3 points for me. It was very, very convincing against Ipswich, don't get me wrong. But as I said, I don't think Preston are going to play that same style of football. So Leeds still win, but 2-0 for me. 2-0. So yeah, not a massive defeat, but yeah, I've not been impressed by Preston in recent weeks, and I feel like they're going to get punished.
Yeah, but there's something about this Leeds team, Sophie, that's quite scary actually for the Championship. I think they score lots of goals, to be honest. Next up, Sophie, we've got a London derby. Let's go to the Den for Millwall versus Queen's Park Rangers. Boy, how do these two need a win. Both not in a great position in the table. QPR in general have been improving, but a couple of defeats lately and they're struggling to get any traction. Millwall, they got a draw against Stoke 0-0.
Millwall are boring at the moment, let's be real, aren't they?
Ooh.
I'm just getting that out there. Merry Christmas and all, but
it's the Grinch.
I'm the Grinch this Christmas. No, but they are. Are they performing well? Are they exciting to watch right now? No.
Well, I think I agree with that. I'm going to go for a draw, Sophie.
Exactly.
I think with Millwall, you're right, but they're not the worst team in the league. They're not bottom 3 standard.
No.
QPR have been on the up, and I think they have a chance of possibly staying up this season. They're playing a team that I think will stay up, but not a lot more than that. Going to go for a draw, 1-1.
Yeah, and I say that they're boring at the moment because for me they're underperforming. I don't think they're a bad team, Millwall, but they're just not doing it for me right now. I agree, but I'm going to say another 0-0.
Oh.
I can't really separate the two here, so yeah, sitting on the fence.
Yeah, sounds a pretty boring game, Sophie. Okay, next up, we'll go down to South Wales, where we have Cardiff City versus Plymouth Argyle. This one could be interesting. Based on their last couple of games, Cardiff City got the win at Sheffield Wednesday.
Turned it around as well, didn't they?
Fair play, because Sheffield Wednesday had been improving. Plymouth Argyle, on the other hand, Sophie, first game without Schumacher, and they get a 3-3 with Birmingham. Absolutely bonkers.
Game, that, yeah.
They're very decent at home, and they pick up most of their points at home, but they just still don't, they haven't been able to pick up that away win. But does that change on Boxing Day, where weird things can happen? Draw. I'm going to go for a draw, Sophie. I'm going to sit on the fence again and go Cardiff 1, Plymouth 1. I make Cardiff favourites with the home advantage, but I don't know. Plymouth are going to stay up this season, I think. And, although they need to find a new manager, the players themselves, they're good enough to maybe get something here. 1-1.
Yeah, I could see them getting something, but I'm not going to back it. I'm going to have to back Cardiff at home. Plymouth aren't as good away. It wasn't a bad draw at home, considering they were losing for most of the game in places, but Yeah, I'm just going to have to lean towards Cardiff. I feel like that was actually quite a good result against Sheffield Wednesday, and I feel like they're going to follow it up with another win. 2-1.
2-1?
Yeah, to the Bluebirds.
2-1 Cardiff. Interesting. Share your thoughts, guys, on Cardiff City versus Plymouth Argyle. Next up, Sophie, let's do it. Let's go to the CBS, where Coventry City take on Sheffield Wednesday. Now, you know, this time last week I was starting to get just a little bit apprehensive about this fixture with the fact Sheffield Wednesday were coming into good form.
Yep.
But Coventry are in very good form, and we followed that up with another good result, 3-0 at Sunderland.
I like how you said good result and not good performance, because let's be honest, it wasn't the best performance.
Oh, Sophie, what's wrong with you
today?
today?
I would say that Sunderland, for most parts, were the better team, but that scoreline flattered us, and yeah, 3-0. I said that I was confident going into it, and we won convincingly, more than we both thought.
Yeah, but I look at this in a way, Sophie, that we've had games where we've been the better team and come away with nothing. It's about time things...
I'd rather, play poorly and get the win.
I don't think we played poorly. I just think we were clinical and ruthless. Maybe rode our luck defensively, but you've got to also credit the defence for keeping a clean sheet at the Stadium of Light for what was Michael Beale's first game and could have been a difficult place to go and get a result. Sheffield Wednesday, as I said, they had been improving, but they lost to Cardiff and they have picked up most of their points at home. Not as good away. They did win away at Stoke a couple of weeks ago, so they could get something here. But I think Coventry have turned a corner now, and I think we're going to keep going. Coventry 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. I do think we get the result. I don't think it'll be as easy as Sunderland, because Sheffield Wednesday will actually come to try and frustrate, which is what Coventry find more problems breaking down, to be honest. And I do still think Sheffield Wednesday have a good chance of staying up. I've said my piece, but Coventry win.
Yeah, what did you say?
2-0.
Oh, I'm thinking 2-0. Yeah, I was going to say 3-0, but I do feel like Sheffield Wednesday are going to be looking for a point here. If they come playing to get the 3 points, I feel like that actually might suit us a little bit, and we'll hit them on the counter, and it could be more, but I'm going to say 2-0. I know the Sheffield Wednesday fans will probably be glad that I'm not backing you to get anything, because any time I've backed you to win, you've lost. So, sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, Cov win 2-0 for me.
Cov win 2-0. Both going 2-0 to the Sky Blues. Share your thoughts on Coventry City versus Sheffield Wednesday. The next game, Sophie, we are going to Huddersfield Town, who take on Blackburn Rovers. Interesting this, Sophie. They both come into this on the back of a defeat. Huddersfield lost to Norwich. Blackburn lost at home to Watford. I'm not 100% sure. I find these two of the more unpredictable teams in the division, in particular Blackburn Rovers, who do not draw, so I'm not going to go for a draw here. And I might go home advantage. I think with it being Boxing Day, home advantage can be, a little bit more the case with, more fans turning up.
Usually, yeah, bigger attendances.
I'm going to go Huddersfield Town 2-1. I'm not sure what my evidence is or my reasoning is, but just fancy a home advantage win.
I fancy a draw. I know you said Blackburn don't often draw, but Huddersfield do. And I don't think that would be a terrible result for either team at the moment. As you say, Blackburn, they're actually really hard to predict, because you never know what team's going to turn up, because they are a good team. Huddersfield are all right, and that's why they draw a lot. They don't win a lot, but yeah, I see them getting another draw. 1-1.
1-1. Okay. Next up, Sophie, I like the look of this one. We are going to Hull City versus Sunderland. Now, both of them, playoff contenders in my opinion, both of them lost at the weekend. Hull City lost on Friday night after coming from behind to be leading. They then went behind again and lost to Bristol City. Whereas Sunderland, as we said, we watched them against Coventry just kind of, get Coventrated, I guess.
I like it.
I don't even know what to say. It wasn't a performance that deserved to lose 3-0.
No.
But you can maybe say they're a bit naive. Just didn't take their chances. A bit sloppy at the back.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Hull. I think Hull City are going to score 3, actually. I'm going to go Hull City 3-1. Big crowd for this one. It's going to be a tasty game. And I think Hull City win this 3-1.
4-1 for me. Hull have got goals in them, let's not beat around the bush, and Sunderland conceded 3 against Coventry City when they're actually the better team. So going away to Hull, who are in better form in Coventry, you're going to have to buckle up your ideas. Yeah, I can't see Sunderland getting anything from this one. As I said earlier, it wasn't actually a bad performance. So if they do take their chances, they could walk away winners. But Hull, I like the look of you, and I feel like you're going to win 4-1. So
4-1. Wow, that's a big statement, isn't it? Okay, next up, Sophie. How about this one? We're going to the New York Stadium as Rotherham take on Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough back on track.
They got a 1-0 win. They've still got a lot of injuries, so they're really having to battle for the points. But the main thing is they're doing it.
Yeah, and you did back them to beat West Brom.
Yeah, I didn't get the scoreline right, but
no, but give yourself some credit.
all right, it's Christmas after all.
And they're still going in the Carabao Cup. They got Chelsea in that. I mean, 2024 is shaping up to be pretty intense for Middlesbrough, especially with all those injuries.
Yeah.
Rotherham United, I was going to say, they did all right against Leicester because after 60 minutes it was still 0-0.
Yeah.
But then they lost 3-0. So, I don't know. I know I predicted 3-0 to Leicester to give myself some credit.
Fair play.
But I think that's all Rotherham could do, to be honest. They are quite obviously the worst team this season. And I really feel horrible saying that, but there is always going to be a worse team, and the table shows it's Rotherham. Sheffield Wednesday and QPR have got more fight about them. I think Rotherham at home tend to be a bit better, but I still think Middlesbrough win this. Despite the injuries they're having. I'm going to go Rotherham 1, Middlesbrough 2 for this one.
Yeah, I was tempted to say the same, but I think it might be another 1-0 Middlesbrough. I wouldn't actually be surprised if Rotherham got a draw here. I know you said that they're not the best side. Well, you said that they're the worst in the league, and technically they are, and sometimes they play like it. But let's see how much fight they've got about them. It is Boxing Day. Could they get something? Still going to say no, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a draw. Yeah. Anyway, Middlesbrough 1-0.
Middlesbrough 1-0, yeah. Both going for a Borough win at Rotherham. Share your thoughts on that one. Next up, Sophie, I like this one. We're going to the South Coast for a Russell Martin derby between Southampton and Swansea City. Swansea, I am so happy with you. I backed you 2-1 against Preston, and on Friday night, you snatched the win, which meant Sophie's prediction of 1-1 went out the window, and my 2-1 prediction came in.
Yeah, I'm not happy with you, Swansea.
And Southampton obviously come into this on a win. They won against Queen's Park Rangers, and their form is looking nice. I mean,
looking good.
Leeds United certainly grabbed all the headlines against Ipswich Town, but Southampton will be happy to go under the radar.
Going about their business, yeah.
Just keep churning out those wins, Southampton, and keep yourselves quiet, and everyone will talk about Ipswich and Leeds, and Southampton might just be able to get second place. Who knows? I'll tell you what, I think Swansea will give this a good go, and it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top out of Swansea and Russell Martin. Who knows more about the other? Do you know what I mean? So Swansea know what to expect from Russell Martin.
Well, they won't see much of the ball.
But does Russell Martin know what to expect from Swansea without him now? I'm going to go with Southampton to pinch this, but I don't think it'll be straightforward. I'm going to go Southampton 2, Swansea City 1.
I'm going to say a little bit more straightforward. Southampton 3-1. Would be massive if Southampton could keep a clean sheet, because Swansea have looked better in recent weeks. But as I've said, Southampton are quietly going about their business. Maybe they will want it to be a low scoring one, so they're not grabbing the headlines, but I don't know. Southampton, they've got goals in them as well, so 3-1.
3-1. Okay. Right, after that, Sophie, we go to Vicarage Road, where we have got Watford versus Bristol City. This is difficult now, Sophie, isn't it? Because both teams are picking up some good results. Watford just keep stringing together good results, to be honest. They're doing very well. Very, very well. Yep. Bristol City are picking up most of their wins at home, and they are away for this one. But I'm going to go for Bristol City. To be honest, I want to back them both, so I could go for a draw, but I'm going to pick a winner here, Sophie, and I'm going to go for the away side. I haven't backed them enough. I didn't back them to beat Hull. I didn't back them to beat Sunderland or Middlesbrough when they played those two at home. Bristol City, 2-1.
Yeah, do you know what? Bristol City are on the up at the moment, aren't they? But then, yeah, Watford, they're quietly going about their business as well. So I am going to pick a winner, and I'm going 2-1 the other way. I'm going to say 2-1 to Watford. But I do want to give Bristol City some credit, because they've proved me wrong a couple of times now. They could do it again on Boxing Day. But, yeah, I'm going to back the Hornets. So 2-1.
1-2-1. Interesting.
1-2-1.
No, 2-1 is what you meant. Interesting matchup that. It's quite even. How about this one, Sophie? This one's quite difficult to predict as well. West Bromwich Albion versus Norwich City. very even for me.
It is actually.
2 playoff chasers. I mean, West Brom are in the playoffs, but they've lost a few games recently, haven't they? They have had a difficult run of games, but I look at certain games like Stoke City at home, that needed to be a win.
It's a winnable one, isn't it? Yeah.
Norwich, they won against Huddersfield. It's what we thought they would do, but this one's more difficult. I'm going to sit on the fence here, Sophie. I think that they both can't afford to lose to the other. True. Obviously, a win would be massive, but yeah, I'm going to sit on the fence and say they've both got a goal in them, one apiece.
Yeah, as you say, they both can't really afford to lose to the other, but it just depends how they both set up. Are they both going to set up defensive, not want to lose, or are they both going to go all out for the win? I'm going to lean towards the home side, actually. I'm going to say 2-1 West Brom, but I could see it going either way, equally a draw, so this is a hard one, but I'm going to go towards the home side, 2-1.
Interesting, that is interesting. I like that. Okay, share your thoughts, guys, on West Brom v Norwich. A couple games left, and we're going to go to St Andrews next, Sophie, where Birmingham City take on Stoke City. Schumacher's first away game, his second game, it was 0-0 against Millwall, as we said. Not the most exciting, but stopped a bit of a rot, didn't it? You know, it's a couple of draws on the bounce now for Stoke City after that 1-1 with West Brom. Birmingham, they drew at the weekend, 3-3 with Plymouth Argyle. Bonkers game. And really, if they hadn't had the red card, would they have won that? Possibly. Do you know what? There's been plenty of goals for Birmingham lately, Sophie.
Yeah.
Especially when you think about the Leicester game before it. I'm not 100% sure here, Sophie. I think Birmingham have got a decent record against Stoke over the last few games. I believe they've only lost one in their last 9 meetings with Stoke, and I don't know, I think after the game at Plymouth they'll be kicking themselves and thinking we've got a win in us, and I think they win this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's go, do you know what, another 2-1.
2-1. I'm going to say 2-0 Blues.
Okay.
I've not been impressed, I think that's a strong word, but there's promising signs there in the last couple of games for Blues, actually, so I would like to see them get a win, because it's not nice to see a team just really struggle. No. Talking of struggling, Stoke, who have been struggling before their new appointment, it would be a bad result to not get anything from this one, to be honest, but I do see it happening. I see Birmingham winning 2-0.
2-0 Blues?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, share your predictions, guys, and we're going to save the best till last, because finally we are going to Portman Road for Ipswich Town versus Leicester City. Now, this game we knew was coming after the Leeds United game. It was important then, it's even more important now, because Leeds United are shutting the door, and so are Southampton. Ipswich Town really need a result. They really need a result. This is a massive... We knew this Christmas period was massive for Ipswich, playing Norwich, Leeds and Leicester. If they don't win this, then it's no wins in 3. Having said that, a draw wouldn't be terrible, but I still think Leeds and Southampton probably win this weekend coming. Do you know what? It's difficult, Sophie. This is where we really find out what Ipswich Town are all about. Was that Leeds United game a reality check, or was it a blip? Ipswich need it to be a blip. And because of the manner of the defeat, Sophie, I can almost see them having a reaction to it.
They need a reaction to it, don't they?
Leicester obviously beat Rotherham 3-0, but Ipswich are a different kettle of fish who are going to attack. And I'm going to end on an absolutely bonkers Ipswich 3, Leicester 3.
Wow. Yeah, what's interesting is now people are starting to say the wheels have fallen off. I actually think that's a little bit too soon to be saying that, because it's just 2 results where, I mean, yeah, the Leeds one's not great, but the one before, a draw against Norwich, okay, they've not beaten them in years. But as you say, the manner of the Leeds defeat, not great. But every team is allowed an off day. It's how they follow up from that. Leicester is a very, very hard game to follow up from that. I know Ipswich are at home, and I know they've got goals in them because they are a good team, and Leicester can concede a few here and there. We saw that against Birmingham. Still going to back Leicester to win 3-2. I think it's going to be a bit of a corker, but Leicester walk away winners, 3-2.
Wow. Okay, we both think there's going to be loads of goals in that game. Share your predictions for Ipswich Town versus Leicester City. That does in fact wrap up our championship predictions for Boxing Day, guys. Do make sure to share your predictions and do make sure to have an absolutely fantastic Christmas. We really appreciate your support. If you haven't already, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe, and thank you for joining me, Sophie.
Thank you.
We will see you guys for Premier League predictions coming out tomorrow, Christmas Eve. Take care. Peace out.